All right, good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is logged into Kahoot. If you're not, please do so at this time. And happy Friday. This meeting is being recorded. The code is in the chat box, and it should be more people logged in to Kahoot than what's in there now. Come on, folks. All right, students, I wanted you to look at, because we're supposed to have a quiz today, but I'm not going to do it yet. But I do want to show you what you need to study. And I've shown this before. Oh, okay, here it is. So these are the vocabulary words. You need to review the vocabulary words for Act 1 and 2. Right now we're in Act 3. And so that's why I do vocabulary activities with Kahoot and quizzes, also to help you to prepare for the exam. It's going to be a Google form exam. It's going to be a short quiz with multiple choice, and it will also have short answer. With your short answer, you will be expected to write in complete sentences with correct spelling, grammar, punctuation, etc. So make sure that you're studying the vocabulary for Acts 1 and 2. Your quiz will probably be next week. Um, so make sure you look in the unit materials under the life of Shakespeare. And before we started reading the play, we also looked at some of these vocabulary words as well. So we are back in Act 3, Scene 4. What will we learn in Act 3, Scene 4? We will learn that Paris once again tries to get Lord Capulet to agree to the wedding, even though Tybalt has just died. We will also see that Lord Capulet suggests he knows his daughter's mind and that she will agree to marry Paris. And the mother is left to deliver the news of the proposed marriage. What will we see in Act 3, Scene 5? We will learn that Juliet and Romeo's last moments together are several references to death, and Juliet foreshadows Romeo's death by saying he looks as though he is in a tomb. Lord Capulet used to believe Juliet's opinion was important in deciding who she should marry, but he now says he will disown her if she does not marry this man. Juliet's mother tries to calm her husband down, but ends the scene telling Juliet she is also done with her. So that's what you're going to see within the play. Let's see. You also see in the play a clash between parents and children, youth and old age is further explored in this passage. Some words that you should be aware of. When they say ado, that means fuss, trouble, or excitement. When they say held him carelessly, that means they thought very little of him. So you need to pull up your PDF of Romeo and Juliet. We're in Act 3, Scene 4.
Scene 4, a room in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and Paris.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight. I promised you, but for your company, I would have been in bed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no tune to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she's mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Thursday let it be. A Thursday, tell her. She shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado, a friend or two. For hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. A Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed. Prepare her, wife, against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber, home. For me, it is so very, very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Exit. Scene 5, an open gallery to Juliet's chamber, overlooking the garden. Enter Romeo and Juliet.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yond pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yond light is not daylight, I know it, I. It is some meteor that the sun exhales to be to thee this night a torch-bearer, and light thee on the way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needst not be gone.
Let me be ta'en, let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon grey is not the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the faulty heavens so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is, it is. Hie, hence, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loathed toad change eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Enter nurse.
Madam,
Nurse?
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Exit.
Then window let day in and let life out.
Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Descends.
Art thou gone so? My lord, my love, my friend, I must hear from thee every day the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, think'st thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh, God, I have an ill divining soul. Methinks I see thee now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou look'st pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Exit below.
Oh, fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Within.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Enter Lady Capulet.
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death, as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him, I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished runagate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then, I hope, thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him, to wreak the love I bore my cousin Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectest not, nor I looked out for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the county Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste, that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
Enter Capulet and nurse.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains down right. How now, a candid girl, what still in tears, evermore showering? In one little body thou counterfeit'st a bark, a sea, a wind. But still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The bark thy body is, sailing in this salt flood. The winds thy sighs, who, raging with thy tears, and they with them, without a sudden calm, will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chop logic? What is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints gainst Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrier, out, you baggage, you tallow face.
Fie, what are you, mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child, but now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her, guilty.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue. Good prudence, smatter with your gossips. Go.
I speak no treason.
Oh, God ye good.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity or a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
So we see here in this play, Juliet's interaction with both her mother and father shows their failure of parental love because their sole concern is with having a socially accepted marriage and a social status, and they care more about that than the happiness of their daughter. So I want to ask you, students, you're becoming adults, you're in ninth grade, soon you'll be high school seniors. How important is the support of your family, your parents, your colleagues, and close friends in your future decisions as you become adults? I know that was very important for me. I needed my parents' support through college as I become deciding which college to go to, learning how to drive. And should parents, they actually called Juliet names and said they were going to disown her. How do you feel about that?
God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, time, tide, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair demeans, youthful and nobly trained, stuffed, as they say, with honourable parts, proportioned as one's heart would wish a man. And then to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammet in her fortune's tender, to answer, I not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But an you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to't, think on't, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise, and you be mine. I'll give you to my friend, and you be not hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, but by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to't, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn. Exit.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Exit.
Oh God! Oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband send it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What say'st thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse.
Faith, here 'tis. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish-clout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. Or 'twas good he were as living here, and you no use of him.
Speak'st thou this from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvellous much. Go in, and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to lord his cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry I will, and this is wisely done.
Exit.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Exit. End of Act 3.
Okay, in the chat box, put in there, I asked a couple of questions. Should parents disown their children? How do you feel about that? So please type your answer in the chat box. Do you think there's anything, because I'm sure as you become adults, you may marry someone your parents may not like. You may move somewhere where they may not agree. But is there any circumstance where parents should disown their children? Okay, thank you, Josiah. He says no. Anybody else? Okay, Davion said no. Excuse me. Because time is going to pass by really fast, and you may not see it now, but soon you will have your own households and perhaps your own children and families. So let's log in the quizzes, and the code is in the chat. We're going to look at the figurative language within Romeo and Juliet. And we've been talking about this since the beginning. Thank you, Cameron, for logging in. Thank you, Davion. Thank you, Josiah. Thank you, Sanaya. Okay, anyone else? Come on, folks. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary for Act 3. And if you look in Google Classroom under the unit materials and look in the folder that's called The Life of Shakespeare, abhor means to hate or detest. Banishment is exile, to throw someone out of their community. Calamity is disaster. Commend means praise. Dexterity refers to skill. Discord means disagreement. Eloquence, impressive speaking ability. Prevail is to triumph. Reconcile, to settle or make peace. And vengeance means, of course, revenge. So, what I want you to do now, you're going to use a Freyer word model. Let me see if I get the one that I want. And this is also in your Google Classroom as well. And with this Freyer word model, you're going to choose one of the words on the list. And it could be from Act 1, Act 2, or Act 3. So this is one of the examples of the Freya word model. You're going to choose one of the words in Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 that you're not very familiar with. You're going to write the word in the middle. You're going to draw a picture, write the definition of the word, tell me the synonyms and antonyms, and then even perhaps give a sentence. So that's what you're going to do now. Okay, right on. So I'm going to tell you where you can find this. And so if you have, because I've seen some of you access Cami. So under the life of Shakespeare, here's the Freya model that you can download and write in. Here is also the vocabulary words that you need to choose from. So I put the your directions in the chat box. You're going to write the word in the middle and the oval in the middle. You're going to draw a picture, write the definition of the word in another box, and give synonyms and antonyms. And then finally, you can give examples and non-examples, and then write a sentence using the word. Are there any questions? So here are your vocabulary words, with some of them anyway. Let's say I chose invocation as my word. I will write the word invocation in the oval. For my picture, I may draw some praying hands and maybe a cross for a church, symbolize a church. Then I will write a sentence. The pastor led the congregation in an invocation. Write your sentence. What are the synonyms, antonyms, and so forth.